So tell me a little bit about your history with horror. Are you a horror enthusiast? Do you like scary movies?
I do, yeah. My oldest brother is a huge horror fan, so when I was a little kid, he would always put on the most grotesque horror movies and would make me watch it as like a 6, 7 year old. So I feel like I was exposed to horror films at an early age, and definitely being in this film, I'm a lot more. I think I've gotten a lot more into the genre. So yeah.
Were you prepared? Were there any in particular that traumatized you as a boy that you had to overcome as the years went by?
Yeah. There was two. There was one. It was called The Host. I believe I think it's a Korean film, if I'm not mistaken. It was The Host and then Ichi the Killer. Those were the two that
Oh,
I had to watch as a kid, and they're intense. They're intense.
yeah, Ichi scarred me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so those are the two that really stick out to me.
Okay, so getting kind of fast forward to shooting this movie. You're the lead in this movie. Tell me a little bit about auditioning, or does the project come across your desk? Does your agent, who I assume smokes a cigar, go, "Hey kid, you got to check this out."
Yeah.
What's that process like?
Yeah, so I actually sent in a self-tape. My manager got me this opportunity, and I sent in the tape. I think it was December 2022, so it was some time ago. And after that, I got a message saying that Paul, the director, wanted to meet with me. And yeah, we met up at a coffee shop, and the rest is history.
Um, so much of this movie is in that one location, the house, and it's funny because the movie's about a movie, and in order to prepare for the movie, they do a séance.
Mm.
So, in order to do a movie about a seance in which they do a seance to prepare for the movie, did you do a seance to prepare for the movie about the seance where they prepare, uh, etc.?
Yeah. No, so I kind of wanted to go into the experience cold because, I feel like it felt like I was experiencing that situation for the first time when we were shooting it. So I just feel like it made the whole experience a lot more real and authentic. So I just went in cold turkey. Let's see what happens, like in the moment.
This movie has a wonderful mix of relative newcomers, young people like you and Victoria, but also these horror legends like Bill and Lynn. Um, you know, did you have a rehearsal time or any kind of opportunities to just go up to them and be like, can I just like pick your brain for a minute about horror stuff? Or,
Oh
be like,
yeah,
hey, remember Insidious?
yeah. No, they were so friendly and open to just helping. Like, they weren't just hiding away in their trailer. They were very, it felt very collaborative, and they were really supportive throughout the whole shoot. So yeah, no, I got to, Bill gave me so many Hammer film recommendations. So it was just really
Uh,
fun, chopping it up with him and getting some film recommendations and stuff like that, and talking about his, previous movies that he's done in the past. Because I mean, he is a legend, as long as Lynn as well as a legend. So it was just super cool and such a privilege being able to work with such acclaimed artists. So I just feel super fortunate that I got to, work so close to them.
um, you know, I don't want to undersell or oversell whatever the term is, but you're the lead in a movie. That's a really big deal for you, for anyone watching. Um, you're a young guy. Tell me a little bit about preparing once you had gotten the role. Were you like, uh-oh, now I got to really like buckle down?
Oh
Did you,
yeah,
I hear stories about some people memorizing the entire script, everybody's parts. Tell
yeah.
me a little
That
bit
that
about
that
what
was
you did.
that was basically me. Yeah, I mean, I knew basically every single scene that I was doing before I even did it, but you know, that came from a place of, yeah, I just Paul entrusted me with this role, and that felt like a lot to hold. I was definitely a little worried. I'm like, am I going to deliver? I had imposter syndrome, so I definitely prepared as much as possible because yeah, I didn't want to disappoint, and I wanted to put my best foot forward. So yeah, I learned the entire script.
So when you do that, and then someone like Bill, starts ad-libbing and going off script, are you like, hey, what are you doing? Or are you prepared to play when they do that?
I'm ready to play. I think like when you know something so well, like if you know something like the back of your hand, it allows you to really play with it and yeah, ad lib, add your own flavor to it. So honestly, I was excited. Whatever Bill was throwing, I was dishing it back. So it was just a lot of fun doing that. Yeah, I was ready.
Awesome. Tell me about, the one of the headliners we have is the Grog.
Yeah,
And I've
Gregory
gotten to talk
Rockstone.
to yes, and I've gotten to talk to him. Tell me a little bit about Kurt, and he's got this interesting, like, he doesn't act the way he looks
Hmm.
necessarily. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about working with Kurt.
Yeah, well, Kurt, it's deceiving because he has this hardened exterior. He has the tattoos and the piercings and the crazy, the beard, and he definitely looks intimidating. But once you actually get to know him and work with him, I mean, he is the sweetest guy. He's so down to earth, so humble and chill, and yeah, I mean, you could not meet a nicer guy. I mean, yeah, he was so laid back and chill and just ready for anything.
So, this movie is uh, I assume a big deal for you. It's a great, you know, check mark on your career. Um, let's go back. Tell me about a young Olivier, and when did he want to become an actor, and was that always his ambition?
Yeah, so it wasn't always my ambition. I don't think I really decided that I actually wanted to become an actor until I was 18. I feel like at that point in my life I was looking for some sort of outlet. I had a lot of, bottled up emotions and stuff, and I feel like I turned to acting as a way to kind of expend that and explore my inner emotions and stuff like that. So yeah, 18 is when I decided to be an actor. I studied at the Beverly Hills Playhouse, and I was there for 2 or 3 years, and that's kind of when I started taking acting super seriously. And I was like, this is what I want to do. So yeah.
And was there a moment, is this movie the moment, or was there a moment where you realized that you actually could do it, that you could sustain yourself not just creatively, but as a career acting?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think, I've been fortunate enough to find work here and there throughout my early career, but I think this is definitely the moment that really made me realize that I can do this for real, and that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. So it was definitely this experience that I was like, I'm doing it. This is it. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. I'm doing a freaking horror movie with Bill Moseley and Lin Shaye. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
I heard you even had trailers.
Trailers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like little spaces
Yeah.
outside the was that
Oh yeah, a little
was
yeah,
there a moment when you sat down in your trailer and you're like, I have a trailer? Might not be the
yeah.
biggest trailer
Yeah,
in
like my name,
Hollywood,
yeah,
but
yeah, my
like
name was on it. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely yeah, it's absolutely insane. I mean, I went to work every day and my name is on there and they're asking what I want for breakfast. I mean, I felt unreal. It was a big privilege, so I feel really lucky.
so, where you are in your career now, you've made this huge accomplishment. What not necessarily what is next, but what are your pie in the sky, like what do you want to do next? Do you want to do more movies? Would you like to get a show, stage, or do you like the idea of whatever comes your way, being
Yeah,
able to tackle new challenges?
Definitely whatever comes my way, new challenges. I love TV and film. Um, I would love to do more horror. I love horror. The fan base is amazing. Stories are incredible. So anything, anything, honestly. But I definitely love horror. More horror would be awesome.
Um, do you think this is the last that we've seen of your character? I don't want to give away too much of the story. You're scared to death, but we've got I know that there's ambition to make more Grog movies,
Yeah,
starring Kurt. Do you think that there's a place for you in that cinematic
you know,
universe?
yeah, I think, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to watch to find out. I think, I think so, though. I think you might see me again, but we'll find out.
Okay, okay. We'll get more Jasper stories as well.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
yeah. Thank you.
um, okay. I don't know. Maybe you've gotten this before. Maybe you haven't. I think when I was watching you in the movie, I was like, this guy looks like a young Sam Lake. I don't know if you're a video game guy, but he wrote Max Payne, and he was
Oh,
the face of the character in that.
really? I
He's
know
been
Max
around.
Payne. Yeah, I know Max Payne. Yeah, I remember I think I had one of the games on the original Xbox as a kid. So yeah, I do. I do. I never got that before though.
I was like, ah, I was like, I could see this guy playing a Max Payne if they ever pursue
Yeah,
that again.
I'm open to it.
Okay, so you're a young actor. The world is your oyster. Tell me a little bit about your life, about where you hang your hat, about the grind of being a working actor, kind of pursuing auditions and having management
Yeah.
and just like what is the life of a young uh, working actor like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a grind. It's a lot of rejection. You definitely have to have a thick skin, but at the end of the day, you have to be persistent and you have to always remind yourself that there's a place for you in this business and don't let anything stop you from like pursuing your dreams because, usually it doesn't work out for the people that quit. If you stick around long enough and work hard and really love it, things they'll happen for you. So I think that's really the main thing. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of persistence and grinding and not giving up and also taking care of yourself. I try to, go outside and walk, hang out with friends, work out, exercise. I think just taking care of your mind and body is really important to sustain yourself uh, as an artist.
Sure. I have heard over the years so many stories about auditions, good auditions, bad auditions, mostly bad auditions. Um, is there a secret that you do to kind of deal with not just losing out on auditioning and then they go, oh, we're going in a different direction. What do you do then? But also just like the post audition jitters. How do you put it out of sight, out of mind? Do you have hobbies or a particular
Yeah.
restaurant you go to? I don't know.
Yeah, no. So I mean, I kind of immediately just throw it away. I don't, I don't like to hang on too much. Right when I do an audition, I just kind of, I immediately, I don't think about it. I act like it's not mine. It's done. It's over. Whatever. It's in the universe. Whatever happens will be, is going to happen. So yeah, I send the audition in, and then I go outside. I work out, watch a movie, play video games, just something to get my mind off of it. And yeah, that's really it. And I just try not to harp on like the past, because once it's done, it's in the past. So I try to keep looking forward onto the next one. That's kind of my saying. I always go, all right, on to the next one. What's next? Where's the next audition? It's just immediately to the next. So
It's a great way to live by it. Be like, I've done this is my magnum opus. This is my work, my great art. All right, I'm gonna you watch that. I'm gonna go start the next one now. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Totally. Yeah. That's a good way to live by.
Do you have in the back of your mind a character from a pre-existing character from a movie, a book, a comic, a video game that that you're like, oh man, I could play that. I want to play that someday, and that you'd be willing to share?
Yeah, well, I mean, I could take a reference. Honestly, I drew a lot of inspiration from this movie preparing for Scared to Death. It was Blowout by Brian De Palma. It was John Travolta's character. I feel like I really pulled a lot from John Travolta's character in that film. And I mean, it was really cool because I basically kind of somewhat played a similar character to what he was doing in that. But I mean, that's a role that is just, I love that movie. It's such a great film. What else? I think that's the one. That's the one that really sticks out. Yeah, it really influenced me for this movie. And yeah, something like that.
That's, that's interesting because Kurt mentioned that his first movie was a John Travolta movie that he kind
Really? I
of
mean, he's
found
phenomenal.
himself thrown into a scene with him kind of unexpectedly and had
Yeah.
lines and he was like, "Oh, I'm working with." I mean, the way he says it, he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm working with John Travolta. What are you gonna
Yeah.
do?"
Or, I like Star 81 with, I was fortunate enough to work with Eric Roberts, and I think, he was sensational in that film. I really liked him in that movie. Just so much, there's so much to play with there. There's so much going on. It's such a complex character. So that's another one that really sticks out. Really interesting character piece.
Sure. Well, from your what's the saying? From your mouth to God's ears, or the Newsweek reader at least.